What's up, graphic designers, and welcome to day 2 of photopea, where we're going to be creating a collage that represents who you are and what you love, inspired a little bit by this collage that I saw in a local sporting goods store. And I can see that we've got a few different visuals that represent sort of some of the themes that the North Face is trying to communicate to its potential consumers. But what we're going to do is we're going to be creating a collage like this, except it's going to represent who you are and what you love. You're going to think about your favorite TV shows, your favorite maybe celebrities, actors, sports teams, your favorite restaurants, things that represent who you are, the things that make your heart sing. And this is an excellent example from the fall of 2016. So how exactly are we going to do this? Well, first you need to brainstorm what are those elements that you're going to include. You got a list that you can use as inspiration. And then once you've got your ideas, we're going to go to photopea.com. Great. And back in actually in Google Classroom, we're going to get this blank. We're going to make sure that we click the 3 vertical dots. Open a new window, and then we're going to click download, of course. So we're going to do that each and every time. And once you download this, we're going to go to photopea, and we're going to open from computer. And there's that blank, along with yesterday's comic assignment. That was pretty fun. All right, so here's what I know. We've got this blank canvas, and I'm going to make one that represents a little bit about the things that make me tick. And I'm a big fan of LeBron James. We were talking about him in class yesterday a little bit. And so there's a few things that you need to give a little bit of consideration to. So I'm going to click on this image right here. And when I hover over it, I can see that the dimensions are 567 by 1042, and that's pretty reasonable. And to get this image onto our canvas, we're going to right click, we're going to select copy image, we're going to return to photopea, and we're going to press Command V to paste. And that looks good right there. What I know though is if I select another image, and I think that this is actually a super high resolution image, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my attention to the lower left hand corner. When I hover over it with my mouse, I can see that it's 3600 by 2200 pixels. And when I right click and select copy image and I return to photopea and I press Command V to paste, it takes up the entire image. So in a moment I'm going to show you how to reduce the size of these layers. But first we're just going to I don't know, search out images that are reasonable in size. Now, we don't want this image of this intimidating looking LeBron James, so there's a few things that we can do, but simply making sure that we're on the right layer in the layers palette. I'm going to press the delete button on the upper right hand corner of my keyboard. Bam, it's gone. And then we're back with LeBron. Let's get a few more images. My favorite fruit are Honeycrisp apples, and I legit just bought 2 pounds tonight. I'm not even just saying that. All right. I eat probably 3 apples a day, and I'm going to click here. This is 2300 by 2300. This is a little bit too big for my particular collage, but this is 470 by 470, and I like that size. I'm going to right click, copy image, Command V to paste, and that looks great. And I'm going to get one more image. Every morning I have a little Starbucks coffee. Not from the store itself, but I get the bags. I make it at home. I don't have time to go to the restaurant or the Starbucks. You wouldn't call that a restaurant. I'm not really sure what you would call it. But what I do know is that we're going to right click, copy image, Command V to paste. All right. So now we're going to zoom in on our collage for a second. And I'm actually going to click the hand tool in the bottom of the toolbar. And I'm going to clicking and I'm dragging. And now what I know is that on top we've got the coffee, and then the apple, and then LeBron. And when I look in the layers palette, they're labeled as layer 1, 2, and 3. And actually, if you double click, we can relabel them pretty quickly. You can also right click the layer. And you know what? It doesn't give you the option to rename, so I'm simply going to double click again. I'm going to type in apple, and then coffee. Okay. So here's what I know is that if we click on the LeBron James layer right above the background layer and we left click and we drag it up, LeBron James is on top. And you know what? We no longer see the coffee image. We no longer see the apple. That doesn't mean they're deleted. It just means that they're simply underneath LeBron. And so if we use the move tool, we can shift it over. We can see, oh, there's the coffee, there's the apple. So what's on top in the layers palette is what's on top in the image. So you're going to experiment with that today. Now, a few other things I wanted to talk to you guys about. The easiest way to manipulate images is to use the move tool at the top of the toolbar. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I'm begging you, please click auto select. You want that checked, because when that's checked, you can simply click on an image, and then when you select it in the canvas, it's automatically selected and you can shift it around. Now, how do we change the size of the layer? There's a couple different ways we can do that. In photopea, you can press Command Option T, and then what we can do is, I can see that we've got these like mounting boxes or control panel or transform controls, and if you grab the corner, you can shrink it down, you can skew it, and we don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start over, and I'm going to press Command Option T again, and I'm going to hold Shift. I'm holding Shift, and now when you hold Shift, it maintains aspect ratio, it keeps it proportional, and that looks much better. Alright, so I'm going to press check to confirm. Now there's another way you can transform the size of the layers, making it bigger or smaller, and that's simply to click the transform controls next to auto select. And when you do that, they automatically pop up when you select the layer. So now I can simply reduce the size of this apple. We can increase the size, but if we want to keep it proportional, I'm going to grab the corner, but I'm going to hold Shift, and now aspect ratio is maintained. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, you're going to make sure that you include your name and date. I'm looking for minimally 10 images. Oh yeah, actually if you click away from the layer and you drag, you can rotate. Maybe that'll come in handy for some of you. We know that in the layers palette you can click and drag images to bring them to the top. I cannot wait to see the work that you produce. I can't wait to learn a little bit more about you. Let me know if you have any questions. You're going to save it as a JPEG. This is due at the end of class. Good luck.